Hey everybody, on today's video I'll be sharing some innovative ways to bring in that additional light we crave. We're going to up-level the light, where we'll talk about layering light sources that are natural and organic, along with some inexpensive lighting product recommendations you can get creative with. And we'll also talk about ways you can bring in more of the spiritual light to enhance and support the essence of you for this change of seasons and beyond. Many of us are starting to see and certainly sense the natural light beginning to get a little lower in the sky as the days start to become somewhat shorter in our approach to the fall time of the year. I know along with many of you, actually start to crave and begin to carve out sources for more light we naturally require for those shorter, darker days ahead. That take us into fall with winter, right on its heels. And intuitively, we have that knowing that light for the wellness of our minds, bodies, and souls is required for our optimum health and wellness. So please join me and hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons right now, and know that I am very grateful for your support. So ceiling heights of, let's say, 10 feet tall or so, they're really going to need layers of light in order for us to adequately accomplish certain tasks in the room, like reading or looking for a missing earring, or say a book that might be lodged in a bookshelf. And a room size certainly does come into play when we're choosing that source of light, as well as the particular light fixture itself. So first of all, what do I mean by layers of light? So let's take a living room, for example, with the ceiling height of 9 or 10 feet. Having only a single ceiling-mounted light fixture just isn't going to cut it. That's going to throw off shadows all over the room, and it's going to make it difficult or challenging at best to do specific tasks in the room. Energetically, because that's my thing, that single fixture with that ceiling height, well, it's just going to make the room feel unbalanced. Probably it's going to be really hard to read a book, thread a needle, or it can certainly make it challenging when your favorite pastime is working on maybe a jigsaw puzzle. Those pieces are going to be a lot easier to find with some focused task lighting. So if, for example, if you're living in an apartment, basically they're going to give you the bare minimum when it comes to lighting, no matter how high or low your ceilings happen to be. You're going to get that single ceiling mounted light fixture I mentioned, and it's already probably got 2 or 3 bulbs that are burned out, and you can't reach it to replace them anyway. But what you can do is you can bring in your own task lighting and ambient lighting to improve, the feeling of the space and the function. This will add, warmth and a sense of calming energy to your space, and that matters. How you feel in the space matters, and it affects your sense of connection to the space. That sense of belonging I've talked about countless times on this channel. That sense of belonging that we all innately need. This is your home. No matter if renting or owning, or big or small, that doesn't matter. But it's important to consciously create your home space so that it can do its job, which is to support you and the whole of your life. And that does matter. And you don't have to spend lots of money to achieve, that lighting that I'm talking about. And nor do these things, by the way, need to take up lots of space within your layout. I know many of us, like myself, we live with a smaller footprint today. And by the way, I am Heidi Smith. You're watching my channel, Design Beyond the Visual, and I'm your decorating coach and energetic advisor for you, your space, and for your workplace spaces. I'm here each and every week with ways to help you create environments for yourself that not only look good, but they feel energetically amazing. All right, so in a living room, like what I was describing, or any room like that, we need more lighting in the space when we're dealing with tall ceilings. And to be honest, we need layered lighting in every space, but it adds up. I get it. But in this case, what you could do is bring in a small or short floor lamp that has a telescope pole that can be set at varying heights, and it comes with a pretty small lampshade. Generally, they're metal, but you can find them with fabric shades too, and they're often referred to as apothecary floor lamps. And I will put a link down below so you can see what I'm talking about. And they come with a feature where the lampshade can swing in and out, and even the shade itself can tilt. So as you're seated on your sofa or chair, you can swing that puppy in and out, and you can hover it directly above the task, like reading a book or knitting or looking into a box of pictures, from your attic, You get it. But I love these little floor lamps. They are so useful. They're not crazy expensive. They don't clutter up a space. They just kind of go unnoticed. And they're easy to move too when you pack up and go to the next place, right? So, as you're sitting on your sofa, this little lamp, can sit right next to you on the floor, adjacent to you. And what you could do is behind the sofa, you could have a taller floor lamp with a bigger shade that stays fixed. The floor lamp stays fixed. It doesn't go up and down. You could have those on dimmers. Let me just say, I love a dimmer switch. If you're doing any updating with your lighting, get those things. Get yourself some dimmers. They're wonderful. They create wonderful moods. So with the taller fixed floor lamps, you've got some additional light behind you. Bring your sofa out from the wall about 12 to 18 inches if you've got the space, and drop a pretty tall floor lamp behind the sofa. You can do that on both ends of your sofa. You've got levels of light, layers of light, and it's a really pretty look. It's a nice mood, fantastic function, and the energy can feel really wonderful in the room by adding multiple sources of light or lighting. And you can do this same lamp layering when you have recessed ceiling lights too. All right, so those are ideas and a couple of lighting products you may want to consider for layering light in your space. Organic or natural lighting flows in from the windows, and that can capture a picture of an energy of an essential outside element, the sun, where its warmth shines through our windows and flows right into our minds, bodies, and spirits, nourishing us with its healing, energizing, and transformative properties. And you can amplify that effect by adding some mirrors to your walls to reflect the natural light. Just make sure when you hang the mirrors that they're Vastu compliant by placing them on the north or the east wall. You could also place some tchotchkes around your space that have some sparkle in them that can reflect any natural light. Hang a picture of the sun on an east wall for added warmth and to bring in that vital energy to your space as another option. I love candlelight. Who doesn't, right? Especially in the months where days are shorter and the nights are longer. There are endless options for candlelight. Of course, one of the safest are the battery operated candles you can get almost anywhere. It's never my first choice. I do prefer a real candle, but listen, battery operated ones will do in a pinch, and like I said, you can't beat them for safety. And of course, there's the fireplace. It works wonders too for added light and ambiance. Nothing says romance like a fireplace, right? And nothing says spirituality like a candle for your meditation altar. Create a sacred space to meditate. Light a candle, and keep it burning throughout the day. This is where the battery operated candles come in handy for safety considerations, by the way. But keep the eternal flame burning and illuminated on your altar to call in the deepest desires of your heart, right? I think it's vitally important to consider options for light layering, especially in the winter months when daylight is shorter and the light of the daylight is even somewhat lower in the sky, and then of course the nights are much longer and darker. Wellness matters, and the level of light within our spaces can positively or negatively affect us. So consider these options as a Vastu inspired lighting planner approach that can energize, enliven, and continue to balance and illuminate you, within and without your sacred home space. So I've given you plenty to think about. Reach out to me, if you'd like to book any decorating coaching calls with me around any ideas or other energetic concerns you may have for your spaces, or if you'd like design or decorating guidance on any of your projects or plans that are either in the mix or in the future. You can reach out to me in the link below, my contact page from my website, HeidiLsmith.com. And this concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found some inspiration in it for yourself. I look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, I wish you all good Vastu. Bye everyone, and namaste.